It's me, Breanna, and you are listening to That Time We Got Reincarnated as an Anime Podcast, episode 5. You can find us on youtube.com/Save the Game Media and podcast services. If you want to show Save the Game Media some extra love and get early access to all of our content, you can find us at patreon.com/Save the Game Media. Today, I am joined by my co-host and friend, Kyle. How are you today?
Tired. This week has been exhausting.
Yeah, just busy
Yeah,
with
even
work or?
just everything, life in general,
Mm.
job interviews. Like even when I was just laying in bed, I was like, I'm so tired of even just laying in bed. I'm tired. But I don't know. Fine other than that. Aren't we all perpetually tired in some way?
Yeah, in some way, but that doesn't mean you're any less tired.
No, never.
So
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Nothing too crazy. I've been, per the advice of my therapist, I've been doing this new thing where I have to get up at a specific time every morning and I have to go outside onto the porch and sit in the sun for 20 minutes.
I don't like the sun. I don't like to go into the sun. I don't open my windows so the sun doesn't shine in.
Mhm.
I would refuse.
Yeah. I was uncomfortable, but I trust my therapist a lot, so I said, "Okay, I'll try it." And I've been trying it, and what really upsets me is that it has been making a better start to my day,
Do-
and I don't like when she's right.
Yeah. Do you have one of those like what is it? The lights that people sometimes put on in like winter when it's like dark. Well, I guess you don't
Oh,
have.
like the sunlight? No.
Yeah, I guess you don't have that dark winter gloomy
No, I do live in
ness.
California, so
Yeah, so um
what can you do? Maybe I'll get one anyways.
then you won't have to go outside. You can just stare at that. I think it's the same.
No, so I'm supposed to go outside for 20 minutes and drink a warm beverage, so
Oh my god, warm beverages are gross. No, thank you.
a warm beverage is the best part of that routine, so I forgot you're actually crazy. I don't understand your issue with warm liquids.
I want the drink that I'm drinking to be refreshing, and if it's refreshing, it needs to be cold.
Yeah, but what if you want a cozy drink?
I don't ever want a cozy drink. I've never wanted a
Well,
cozy
that's
drink.
crazy.
No, I think everyone who wants a warm drink is crazy. They're like, "Oh, let me blow on this, and if I don't blow on it enough to cool it down, I'll burn my trachea." But worth it.
But then you can hold a little warm drink in your hands and be like,
Oh, great. This is what I want. And then if
and just
I
like
accidentally
on it.
spill it, I get like third-degree burns, and that's even better.
Well, I mean, don't spill it. That's a really easy solution.
Have you met me? I
Yeah,
spill
but not in
everything.
person, so I've not been around
Well,
you with drinks.
no,
So,
I'm a walking disaster. I don't
well,
know. I don't know if Kevin's mentioned this, but I was driving like a few weeks ago with him and someone else in the car, and when I went to look backwards, I smashed my forehead off of my own window. Um, and he thought it was the funniest thing ever, and that's not the first time I've done it. But you know, it happens.
okay, so
Um,
no spatial awareness, like zero spatial awareness.
I don't know. Anyways, what is this podcast about?
This podcast is about making fun of you for running into windows.
I run into
No,
everything.
it's about anime. What have you been watching this week?
What have I been watching this week? That's a good question. You know what? I actually took my own recommendation last week of Happy Sugar Life, and I rewatched that. Um,
Okay.
and I forgot how messed up it is.
I have not seen
Like
that, so.
it. Have you seen School Days?
Mm-mm.
You've never seen School Days?
I've seen School Live, but never School Days.
Well, that's completely different. Just that is so far in the other direction. I can't even begin to like
Well,
compare the
I
two.
am just trying to
Um,
help.
so can I give you a rundown of what Happy Sugar Life is?
Uh, is it spoilery rundown or non-spoilery rundown?
No, I'll give you like the basic like description of
Okay.
the
Okay,
show.
yeah.
So this girl, she she was hopping from like dude to dude, right? Trying to find like love or whatever, because
As one does.
she had never felt like what real love is.
Uh-huh.
But then she finds this abandoned child that's like, I don't know, 6 or 7, and she loves this child more than anything. And she takes this child home and does anything possible to prevent anyone else from finding or getting a hold of this child. But the child loves her, and
So it's not like a kidnapping per se.
well, I mean, I think according to the law, it's definitely a
Okay,
kidnap.
is it emotionally a kidnapping?
No, no, I mean she wants to be there.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah, like she's not holding her against her will or anything.
Okay.
Um, but it gets pretty dark and twisted, and there's some really messed up stuff that happens to other characters, to them, to a whole bunch of things. And I forgot a lot about that. And I was just like, this is much darker than I remember the first time I watched this.
Mhm.
Um so yeah. So I rewatched that. I did that in like a day. It's all on YouTube because it's not on any streaming service anymore. So I just watched it on YouTube. It was fine. I mean, the
Mm.
quality wasn't great, but um
Hmm.
what else? Then I've been watching seasonals, and I swear to God, if that time I got reincarnated as a slime
Mhm.
doesn't do something soon, we are like 5 or 6 episodes into this season. And literally all that's been animated pretty much so far is them sitting at a table talking. And so it's just like a still shot of all the characters around the table with a voiceover. And I'm like, man, they must be saving a huge
So they're
budget
podcasting?
because they're not animating anything. Um it's not good so far. It's a pretty bad season so far, so of that show. Everything else is still fantastic.
Okay.
What you been watching? Anything?
Um, yeah, I have some updates. So one, I checked out. I said I would when we were talking about the stuff that was going to air. I said I would check out the Go Go Loser Ranger
Oh yeah.
because I was like, oh, I wonder, like, because it kind of made it look like maybe it was like a messed up version of like Power Rangers kind of thing.
Yep.
And
Is
it
it?
is in a way, but like not the way that I wanted it to be. It's
Oh.
messed up in a comedic way rather than like a like messed up way. So the Rangers, this is just from me watching 3/4 of the first episode. The Power Ranger people killed all of the leaders of like the dark evil people. So the only people left are their minions. And the minions
Mhm.
have an agreement with the Power Rangers to attack once a day on Sunday in an arena so that they can sell tickets to watch
Okay.
the Rangers win against these people once a week.
All
Otherwise, they'll
right.
kill them permanently, right? So they have to keep
Yeah.
doing this.
I mean, you okay.
And
That's
then one of the Rangers is like, "I'm sick of this. I quit." Or not one of the Rangers, one of the bad guys, like one of the minions, and he leaves. But it's like all comedy, like kind of almost like slapsticky comedy.
the ranger wouldn't just be like, all right, well, I'm gonna kill you then.
But all the minions look the same, so they don't know that.
Oh. I always wondered why the Power Rangers didn't, just take out the bad guys. Like, there's summoning giant creatures that can literally destroy entire cities. I think they'd be forgiven, if maybe one of their like swords or stray laser blasts hit Rito one of these times or something.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I was like it was just it wasn't it was like trying to be funny, but it just like wasn't, you know?
So So you gonna stick with it, or you done?
No, I didn't even finish the first episode. I was like, okay,
That's what
oh
I figured.
well. And I just did my like, oh, like it's like the same thing where if like I see later on like Instagram or TikTok or whatever, somebody's like, this show is actually so good, then maybe I'd go back to it and give it a little bit more. But I just like after the first episode, like not even the full first episode, I was like, this is not my genre. So
Okay.
so that was my update for everybody. I'm caught up on Tadaima Kairi. Still cute and fluffy. That's the BL Omega Verse romance. I'm caught up on Windbreaker, which is up to episode 6 now. Yeah. Just a lot of fighting, just dudes punching each other. That's like really all that's
Just
happening.
dudes doing manly things. Dudes
Yeah.
doing violent things. That's what we
Yeah.
decided on.
Yeah. So it's still that. They added a little bit of emotions in this last episode where this dude like looked up to the other dude and then they fought. So just dudes fighting. But the animation is good and I think that the story is like good enough that I'm like, "Oh, I'll watch it." Um
Really? Because I don't know. If you told me there was a story, I wouldn't believe you because literally every time you're like, just dudes punching each other, you know?
I mean, that's kind of all that's really happening when you like boil it down, but there is a story. So there's like two high schools. One high school's policy is that if you lose a fight, you get kicked out of like the gang basically, and the other one is like we're going to protect everybody.
So
Um
this is a high school policy. It's not a gang policy.
yeah, it's high school policy. Well, I mean, the high school gang runs the high school for both high schools.
Of course they do. Why wouldn't they?
So the one high school show like so the main character's high school, one of the kids that goes to that school accidentally went into the other territory, ended up in a fight, they beat somebody up, they leave. The leader of the other high school comes and is like, "Hey, now we have to fight." Now they're in a 5v5 fight where it's all 1v1s. And over 2 episodes, we've only made it through I think 3 fights.
This sounds like just an excuse to do perpetual tournament arcs, where people just fight one on one.
Yeah, I
But
think that's what's happening, but, you know,
now, why is the show called Windbreakers?
I wish I understood.
Are they fighting in windbreakers?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
think so. I don't
All
remember
right.
seeing any windbreakers. Ah,
Mystery of the universe, I guess.
listen, I'm doing my best here.
Well,
Um,
I'm glad you're enjoying that, you know?
and the thing is like, I don't know why I am either. Like, if you asked me why I was enjoying it, I wouldn't be able to really tell you, but I'm having a good time, so whatever.
You know, I like to imagine it's the same reason that people like pro wrestling, just dudes slapping man meat, you
You know
know?
what's so funny is I hate pro wrestling.
Well, I like pro wrestling, so maybe I should check this show out.
So that's that. I've been watching A Condition Called Love. The most recent episode was so good, you guys.
Oh
Especially the
yeah,
very, very, very end, what she says at the end. I was like, oh my god.
the like after credits scene. Yeah, I know,
Mhm.
right?
Yep. So that show's like really, like actually so good.
Yeah,
um,
I see a lot. I still see a lot of criticism over the like, I don't know, the relationship and how the guy acts, but I'm just like, I don't know. I think you guys are being a little too harsh on him.
yeah, I would agree. And I think that also like they give him enough backstory to explain why he is the way he is.
But also, I don't get why like the school was like Hotaro-chan is so plain and boring. I was like, that girl is adorable. You don't know
She
what you're
is
talking
cute.
about.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like I've never everybody's like, "Oh, she's pretty average." I'm like, I mean, she's not like drop dead, smack him up the side of the head,
No,
gorgeous, but like she's
but
still cute.
yeah, she's a normal cute girl. Like I don't know I don't know why they got to be so mean in this school.
I don't know either. I mean, she got her hair cut too, so that was crazy. Um, over a
Yeah,
dude.
that
Her
she didn't
friend
even
was a pick
like.
me.
her friend's a psycho. That's what her
Yeah.
friend is.
I also have been watching more Vampire Dormitory.
Okay.
This show took a hard turn after episode 2. So
In a good
episode
way or a
3
bad way?
on, in a bad way. Episode
Oh.
3 on, it's kind of turned more into like a garbage show.
Well, you love garbage shows.
I do love some garbage shows. And so far I'm enjoying it, but I have really bad feeling that she's going to end up with one of the characters and not the other. But they're giving this is what I hate is they give so much backstory for the second character that it's
Oh
like
wait,
this is clearly the person that they should end up with.
oh,
But she's not going
it's not
to.
like a one-on-one love thing. It's a multiple
It's a love triangle.
candidates. Oh no. I hate
Yeah.
that.
I think there's another girl hiding in the school too.
Wait, I mean, you gotta hope so, right?
Well, because there's another character that like gets so there's like 5 characters total, right? There's the girl, the 2
In the
dudes, and then
entire
another 2
school?
dudes. No, in the main character cast,
Oh,
right?
okay.
The other 2 dudes that are not interested in the main character, the one dude is like small and very feminine.
And you're like, that's a girl.
And I'm like, there's no way that they're like, oh, like, because like I want it to be like gay, but I'm like, how crazy? Like I would laugh so hard if it was just another girl hiding in this school. Oh my god. Okay, this
I guess you'll
show
have to
is
watch and
so
find out.
crazy. I sometimes I kind of wish that you were watching this just so you could appreciate the craziness with me because like one of the episodes they already did like the Hot Springs episode, which was crazy. They did that episode 3.
Do you,
And she goes in by herself and the second love interest comes in, the doors open and he sees her naked and can see that she's like got long hair, feminine figure, and is like, "Oh my god, it's a girl?" Closes the door and is like, "Hey, can I come in?" And she's like, "Yeah." She puts her wig on because she brought it with her to the bath. She puts her
and
wig on. He opens the door back up. This is all in like 10 seconds.
did you put a towel on and stuff?
No! He comes into the bath and she's going like this. And he like literally is like, "Oh, she must not be a girl. I must have seen something."
This sounds as ridiculous as when we watched the Love Flops
Oh, yeah.
remember
It does
that
kind of sound.
that
Yeah. Or like
um
whatever made.
episode where the girl was putting like stuff under the towel to make it look like she had
Oh, yeah.
it was good.
Yeah. No,
This show
it's crazy. And then directly after that, by the way, she puts on a dress and he's like he's like, "It's okay if you want to cross dress." Like
she's like, I'm
it's
cross-dressing
so
the entire time.
obvious that it's a girl. It's like not even funny. I mean,
See,
it is really funny, but
if I was watching this show, I would not resist the urge to just Google that other character and see if they were a girl. I would have just spoiled it for myself already.
I'm gonna wait.
I'd be like, I need to know.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. The only other thing that I watched is I watched the first episode of Monster, which I said I would check that show out. The first episode was kind of like on that like fence where it's like this show could either turn really good or actually be terrible. But I'm going to wait. Give it a couple
Is,
more episodes
is
and
this
see.
is this one of the ones that might be trash, isekai garbage?
It is so it is technically an isekai. But it's like isekai'd from one magic world to another magic world.
Oh, okay.
And he like retained his power from the first magic world.
Oh, that's
which is bizarre.
Okay.
So
all right.
So I've only watched one episode and I'm on the fence, but I'll keep you guys updated because it's like one of the top anime on Crunchyroll right now, which is kind of weirding me out. So I'll let you guys know.
Are you multitasking right now?
I'm crocheting.
By crocheting and talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You do you. Man, yeah. All right. Weekly, have you watched Dangers in My Heart yet?
Nope.
Just, just please.
Okay,
Just
this is
please.
my weekly I hate high dive. I literally thought about it. I was like, I should watch it, and then I said, I don't want to deal with high dive right now. I don't
I
have that kind of
just,
energy.
I just want to do the ending. I just want to talk about the ending. I just want to spoil the ending with you,
Well, don't
please.
spoil the ending for me right now.
I just want you to
But
watch it so we can talk about it in spoilers.
okay, well, maybe once I finish Stellar Blade, because I gotta do that tonight. Otherwise, tomorrow is gonna not be a good time.
She's gaslighting me. She's never gonna finish it.
Mm-hmm. I am gaslighting you. I always do. That's my MO.
Anyways, news. You want to talk about some news?
I do. You want to take the first one, or you got me? Actually, you take the first one. That's
I
your
ob-
jam.
I obviously want to take the first one
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
because
That's your jam. So,
it's about probably my favorite Yuri and my favorite like light novel.
mm-hmm.
So Adachi and Shimamura novels will not end in the 12th volume as previously planned. Hitoma Iruma released or revealed in his April update post that he has decided that volume 12 will not be the final volume as announced in 2022. He will keep the series going until at least the high school graduation of the characters. This is fantastic. When I read in the author's like note at the end of volume 11 that he had like decided the ending and volume 12 was probably going to be the last or whatever, I had to mentally prepare myself. And the English translation of volume 12 doesn't come out until like September 2025.
Oh my god.
I know. So I already have to wait forever. But to see that it's going to continue and that they're going to get their entire high school graduation going, I almost said like major spoilers. But I'm just so excited. I absolutely love it. I'm a huge fan of Adachi and Shimamura, but most like definitely Adachi. Adachi is like a character that I absolutely love, and just to see it continue is a great choice. I just hope that he doesn't I hope he doesn't continue it like too long to the point where like quality declines, because quality has been
Mm,
consistent the entire way through. And I also hope that it is his decision and not like the publisher or whatever being like, no, you got to keep continuing, it's making us money or whatever.
yeah.
um
Based on like the
but
reasoning behind why like he said that he's continuing it, it does sound like it was his decision. So hopefully it is.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping, because he said he had originally already had the ending planned. He was excited about it. He said it was his like best ending like that he had come up with in any of his works. He actually started another work that is set in the same universe,
Mm-hmm.
but is like very different and like very mature. Also Yuri. I don't think I'm gonna read it. But yeah, I saw this news and I was immediately excited. So I know this doesn't do much for you. I don't even think you didn't even watch like the anime or anything, did you?
No, but I own the first volume.
Oh,
This was
okay.
actually, you guys, fun story. The fun
I think
story
I
time.
recommended it to you, didn't I?
Fun story time. Yeah, I was at there was a time a long time ago when Kyle and I didn't actually really know each other that well. We had just talked through the Discord. And I don't even think I knew that you were Kevin's brother at the time. Um and we just got along really well. We were always talking about anime in the Discord and we were having a great time. And one time you had recommended a couple of books and I was like, I need an excuse to go to Barnes and Noble, so I went and I think I bought like 3 or 4 volumes that you recommended because I bought that one. I bought Executioner, whatever. I think I bought one other one and I can't remember what it is, but yeah.
Good
And now
choices.
and
Good
now we're
choices, me.
besties.
We're like this.
Yeah, fighting
We're at,
because BL
we're
is better. You don't have to be
we're in
upset.
windbreakers. We just we meet up and we just
We
beat
punch
each
each
other
other.
up. And then we go back to our schools and we're like next time.
Dude, It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that. I don't remember how long ago it was, but I remember that it happened.
Hmm.
Time's an enigma.
It is almost 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm so old. Anyways, that's the first news story. You want to take the second one?
Absolutely. So Crunchyroll announced at its industry panel at CCXP Mexico on Saturday that it will stream the third season of ReZero, and the television anime adaptation of Rikachi's Nina, the Starry Bride, which in Japanese is Hoshifuru Okoku no Nina manga,
Crushed it.
in October. Um, it will also stream the television anime of Marcy Naito's tying the knot with an Amagi sister. Oh, Amagami. Amagami Sanchi no En Musubi. Um, that's going to be in 2024 as well.
I've literally never heard of either of those two, but
Me neither.
I'm excited for ReZero.
I'm so excited for ReZero. I'm so excited. If we don't get more information about Best Girl, I'm going to scream.
Don't worry, Rom will be there.
Rem is Best Girl?
Who's Rem?
No.
I actually started reading because it gave like a description of what the next season is going to be about, and I was reading the article, and I started reading that. I'm like, no, I'm like, I don't want to know any of this. But yeah, no, I don't get. I feel like some people weren't into season 2, or they like had this like
Dude,
narrative that it wasn't good, but I loved season 2. I thought it was
season 2
great.
was insane. The other thing that this is actually something I was talking to one of our co-hosts Sam about. The voice actor who does Beetlejuice, like he like when there's one time in particular where he has an insane long monologue where he's just like literally going crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's fantastic,
I
absolutely
have
fantastic.
this is like literally I told Sam, I said, because we were talking about like best actor, or like the most like the best acting scene we've ever seen kind of thing. And I was like, if voice acting counts, that's for sure the best I've ever seen. Because like I have never seen somebody just like absolutely devolve into craziness, and like the like the whole like thing where he like kind of like repeats himself and is like
Yeah,
crazy and like ooh.
he crushed it.
Oh, he did.
Um,
He crushed it.
yeah,
I also
season 2
love
was.
Rem's speech in season 1 where she talks about their future. That one was really good too.
I love Amelia.
I do like Amelia a lot. I still like Rem though.
I mean, I love
I don't think
Amelia
there's any
for
characters
obvious
that I don't
reasons.
really enjoy, right? Like even the characters that are like bad guys, I enjoy. Or the side
Yeah,
characters.
they're
It's
all at
such a good
least
show.
interesting.
Hmm.
Or like they have enough like charisma to where
They got
you
that
can
Riz.
invest. Yeah, they got that riz, as the kids would say.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
send the
know.
clip of me saying that to my sister. She's gonna kill me.
I don't even know what really that. Also, I can't wait to see more Beatrice, you know?
Uh-huh.
Beatrice Beatrice and Rom are like right up there for my favorite characters.
You're
Um,
wrong, but I do
and then
love those
Amelia,
characters.
and then Rem's like all the way down here. Like, I know you can't see, that's how low she is right now. I don't know. I don't get Rem's just too basic for me, you know?
Oh, that really upsets me. You're crazy. You need to just go rewatch the show and understand that you're wrong.
I feel like Rem is like when any Sword Art Online fans like, I love Asuna. I feel like they have the same energy, you know?
No, they really don't. That's okay. You can
Just
have wrong opinions.
they're just simping hard over the main character. They'll
She's
do anything
not,
for
though.
him. She
Amelia
is.
is the main character.
No, Subaru's the main
Yeah.
character.
Well, but Rem isn't either then. Regardless, Rem is not the main
I know.
character. And even if you're talking about the main female lead, it's
I was saying,
Amelia.
I was saying Rem is simping over Subaru.
Ah, okay. Yeah, she is. But also, she deserves love.
Well,
That show's so crazy.
it's gonna be
My
hard for her
dad's
to.
girlfriend is so scared of rabbits now.
Oh, that scene was great. I mean, the like anytime, man.
Yeah,
The
the Osagi.
all the different deaths, even from season 1, they're just fantastic.
They're crazy. It's
I
so
watched
good.
that. I watched that show randomly, just like on a whim.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know anything about it. Hadn't heard if it was good or anything. And then I was like, "This is fantastic."
Mm-hmm.
Um.
I
So yeah,
also went in pretty blind.
people watch ReZero and stop hating because it's great.
It's fantastic. It's one of the best shows. Ugh, I love it so much. Um,
Speaking of,
Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna do a segue. Are you not done?
No, no, no. You go ahead and segue because that's what I was about to do.
I was gonna say, speaking of one of the best shows,
What?
did you just the Monogatari series?
Yeah, because I knew it would bug you.
Oh my god. Monogatari series off and monster season. Um Haruka Monogatari and Nare Monogatari, respectively. The anime has revealed a new promotional video on Friday. It previews Yosobi's previously announced theme song Undead, but no Western streaming platform has been announced at this time, only a Japanese one, and it makes me a little worried because Zoku or Monogatari is still not on any Western streaming service, and that was the last movie that came out. You don't watch this series, do you?
No,
The
genuinely I started watching it and stuff happened so quickly and there's a lot in it that it was one of those shows that I was like, I think if I had a better understanding of Japanese that I would have a better time watching this. So I stopped watching it.
What do you remember? Like what one you like started with? Was it
I googled which
Bakemonogatari?
one to start with and I just watched whatever one they said.
Okay. Generally, you either start with a Kizu Monogatari or a Bakemonogatari.
My guess is Bakemonogatari.
Um, I love that that's just a big wordplay because it combines Bakemono and Monogatari. Um, I absolutely love this series. I'm so excited that it's coming back. I'm so excited that they're doing these. Um, the preview video like looked fantastic. The song was great. I mean, come on.
Yaosobi is great.
Obviously the song is going to be great. I'm
Mhm.
so excited that she just is everywhere now. Like,
Mhm. She has
uh,
English music, like English albums too, so
yep. Um, like Oshinoko, Free Ren, and now Monogatari. Oh, it's so great. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't really have a huge amount to say. I'm definitely gonna watch it when it premieres. I do have to get a little caught up. I have to watch the last movie still, but man, I've rewatched so much of that series. It's fantastic. You should this back when I had social media. So actually, when I first watched Bakemonogatari, it was like
mhm.
I think it was like
Back in my day.
2011. Yeah, it was like 2011, 2012, somewhere around there.
Mhm.
Um, and I watched it and I was like, I hate this. I was like, this sucks. And I gave it like a 6 out of 10. And then I rewatched it and I was like, man, younger Kyle was an idiot. This is so good. And I gave it like a 10 out of 10, and then I rewatched everything. And now it's one of my favorite series ever. I think you should give it another shot, you know? That's really where I'm going with this. I think you should give it
Well,
another shot.
here's my thing, it's not that I don't wanna watch it or that I don't think it's good. It's simply that, like, I think it's one of those shows that I would appreciate if I understood Japanese better. So, I'm waiting. The other one that I've actually done this with one other show. The other one I've done this with is Gintama, and that's because I know for sure that the people who do the subtitles for Gintama leave out a lot of the puns just because some of them don't translate and some of them like they just aren't in it. And like
Yeah.
from watching the first episode, I caught multiple puns that were not like in the subtitles. And so like I know from the few that I caught in the first episode that it's probably even funnier than like what I caught. So I decided that's another one that I was like I'm going to wait until I understand Japanese better. So
I don't want to like get into it right now, but at some point we should have like a conversation about the liberties that subtitles are taking lately, because it's getting a little outrageous and out of control, where they say like it'll be like one word and it could be a direct translation, like there's no need to change it or like localize it, and
mm-hmm,
then they're like whoever's doing the subtitles adds something or like makes it like a 3-word sentence, and I'm like, that's not what they said.
mm-hmm.
like like I get you're localizing it, but come on, like
Yeah.
do better.
Yeah, I've been getting really frustrated with it too. But like and it's gone to the point where sometimes like I'll pause a show and explain to my dad and his girlfriend, like if we're watching a show together, like I'll explain like this is actually what they said. And I think it's way better than what it like translated into.
One
Um,
one of
it's
my
just
least favorites is like when someone says like Onisan or something, and then they'll like throw in like the character's name, and I'm like, you could have just said like brother, sister. You could have just said the actual thing. You didn't need to do this.
or for
Um,
most people that are watching anime, they know what that is, and you could just leave it as Onisan. Like
yeah,
like
yeah.
I understand that it's like there's technically a translation of saying like older brother, but like most people are like when that either will Google it if they don't understand or they already know.
And
So
a lot of manga and like light novels now, to their credit, have been leaving in like honorifics and all that stuff, which is good.
as they should,
I
because that's a
know.
huge that's so much context, you guys.
I'm
That's
with
so much
you.
context.
But that's my little rant about subtitle localization. It's getting out of control.
Yep, it is.
I also added a new character to my
Oh,
list.
okay, go ahead.
Oshino Shinobu from Monogatari.
There was another person that you should have added, and I don't know why you didn't.
Who was it? Who did I forget?
Oh, your girl that you literally have tattooed on your body.
The girl that I've tattooed. You're gonna have to be more specific.
Homura?
Oh, right. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
You're right. Where does she
So
go?
Homura's from Madoka Magica, and it's extremely surprising that she didn't make it onto this list like
She's gonna
immediately. So
she's gonna go right here.
she's at number 8
Yes.
out of 10.
Boom. My list is getting quite long compared to yours.
It is. I'm trying to be conservative because if I don't, I'll go crazy and add a bunch
I'm
of
being
people.
I'm being very liberal with it and just.
So
But I mean, you know, you know what? I'm just gonna add the other one right now, since this one's actually going to be above Freerun.
whoa.
I guess I should do it like this. It's Adachi.
From Adachi and Shimamura.
Yeah. Shimamura. There we go. My fingers weren't typing the letters and the words, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Adachi is now at number 3. So
Okay.
just, you know, I have a good list.
Do you?
Yeah, this is a great list. Fantastic list.
It's not my list, that's for sure.
This is one of the best lists I've ever seen of anything in my entire life.
So oh, the other thing I was going to tell you guys, if you guys are studying Japanese at all, and you have some of the building blocks of like understanding sentence structure, so you have to have like a decent vocabulary, like not like a ton, but like decent enough vocabulary, and you understand like a lot of sentence structures, so you know like a lot of verbs and stuff like that. I really recommend like watching A Condition Called Love. 90% of the time, probably a little bit higher, don't have to use the subtitles because they use like they're not using any kind of like dialect or anything. They're using like the
Hmm.
Japanese that they usually
Yeah.
teach in school. So I don't really use the subtitles on that show. Every once in a while there'll be a word in there that I'm like, huh? And then I have to use them. But for the most part, I just ignore the subtitles. So if you're studying, I think that's a really good show to watch because, yeah, of the reasons I stated.
I would agree. Yeah. I think that's a good shout. There's occasionally series that are like that you can, as long as you have some good verb and sentence structure understanding, you can watch
Mhm.
without the subtitles.
Yep.
Um, Condition Called Love is definitely one of them. Plus, I mean, honestly, I think if you didn't understand any Japanese and you just watch the show, you'd understand what's happening. It's pretty simple.
I don't know. The emotions are fairly complex. I don't know if you
That,
would.
or you might think that guy's like some creepy stalker in the beginning,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. That too.
Might
Um,
might take you a little bit. That would be
yes.
funny though. That would be funny to start showing people anime without subtitles and just seeing what they think is happening.
That would be funny. We don't have the resources for that, but
No, we don't.
someday, maybe
Um,
Save the Game Media will be rich.
Maybe. Subscribe to Patreon. Do you want to introduce the topic of the
Topic of
show?
the show? Yeah, so the topic of the show this week, you guys, is anime that has changed your life.
Go first,
Whatever
Bree.
that means to you, you can say. I'm sure I'll have multiple answers too, so we can just kind of go
Oh,
back and forth.
I have so many answers.
Um, you do have to give the reason why. You can't just say it
Just
changed your
hold.
life and moved on. Okay. Okay, so I would say in general, one of the things that has changed my life the most, I think, would be Ghibli films, just as a whole. I think the first one that I watched was Castle in the Sky. Um, and then like Kiki's Delivery Service, Spirited Away, and Howl's Moving Castle. I think those are the ones that I watched the most as a kid. I think Spirited
Spirited
Away is
Away.
probably the one that I've seen the most often.
I was gonna say, as a kid, Spirited Away used to be on like actual like the English dub used to be on TV quite often.
Mhm.
So like growing up, that was definitely the one that I saw a lot or the most of. Um, but I think just piggybacking, I mean this isn't one of my answers, but I like My Neighbor Totoro better.
Mm. My Neighbor Totoro is really, really good. But yeah, to kind of tie up, like I think that Ghibli films kind of one introduced me partially to anime. I've been watching anime my whole life, like literally my whole life. Um, I've been watching like Pokemon, Digimon, and Sailor Moon since I was basically born. Pokemon anime started in 1996, and I was born in 1996. So I've been watching anime basically, like I said, since I was born. Um, so I think that like Sailor Moon was like a huge one for me as well, and I'll go over that in a little bit. But after that, kind of introducing me back into anime was like the Ghibli films. And I think that the Ghibli films kind of helped me realize how expansive storytelling can be. Um, I think that the way that anime is not limited by graphics, is not limited by what practically you can do. Like anime just is what it is. Like it can be whatever it wants to be. And I think that the way that that expands on storytelling like really spoke to me. Um, and I mean, I don't know. If you've seen any Ghibli film, you know how profound like a lot of the messages are behind those films, like the way that we treat the earth, the way that we treat each other, women's
Yeah.
rights, stuff like that. Like a bunch of stuff is in there. So yeah, very profound. That would be my first answer.
Cool. Cool. Good answer. My first one is going to be K-On!
Mm,
And not I mean, I love all the characters in K-On! But it changed it mostly because it changed how I like because I was so growing up I was like really big into the like the battle shonen like the Yu Yu
yeah, dudes hitting
Hakusho
each
the
other.
yeah the Dragon Ball Z's all that Rurouni Kenshin all that um and so K-On! Was kind of like a big shift for me because it was one of the first like series that I watched where it was like slice of life but it was just kind of cute girls doing cute things with some music. And it really focused more on like the character development rather than like some overarching grand story. And that really like resonated with me. Yui in high school and not knowing like what she wanted to do, I thought was super relatable. I think a lot of the characters have a lot of relatable like traits to them. So it like just watching it was like one of the first times where I was like, I can just watch something that's like relaxing and it doesn't have to be like some major overall plot. And it kind of changed the way that I like think about consuming the medium, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Um, that and the K-On! Movie in the last episode always make me cry. Um, and I watch it all the time just because it's so good. You've never watched K-On!, right?
Mm-mm, I have not. I think I've seen 2 episodes maybe at most, but
Yeah.
I have not seen it.
Yeah, I mean, I get that K-On! Isn't for everybody, um, or that like the genre in particular isn't for everybody, but I never understand when people are like, "Oh, it's bad," or like it's boring, because I think they're comparing it to, like what I said, like Dragon Ball Z, like fighting and all this like high action, like fast octane stuff.
A lot of
Um,
people that watch anime are in it for the action, which I understand, but I think it also discredits like a majority of anime.
oh yeah, I would say the majority of it is not, in fact, the action like Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball Z stuff. I think
Yeah.
that is
I
what
think that those
got
animes
popular.
yes, exactly. I think that those anime just are like make up like a huge portion of like what is popular in anime, like what makes the most money. But
Which is a shame.
mm, it
I'm
is what it
calling you
is.
out.
My next one, like I said, it's going to be Sailor Moon. I've been watching Sailor Moon since I was a little kid, and I think that Sailor Moon very much like just to like fully be cheesy. I think Sailor Moon very much instilled in me that like um, girls can do whatever they want, and they can be powerful as well, and it's not just dudes that are in charge and can do cool things.
She can
And
beat Goku.
I think that it was yeah, just like a lot of girl power and women supporting women. Um, and I also think that, like, in general, like, the fact that, like, everybody, like, gets annoyed that Usagi is, like, a crybaby, but, like, she's a crybaby and she's a badass. Like, so she allows herself to have all of the emotions and she also still kicks butt. And she does everything, like, literally for love. And I know all of this is, like, super cheesy themes, but I think that, like, if you really dig into it, I think that there's a lot of important stuff and a lot of important substance there, where it's like it's okay to be emotional, it's okay to be a girl, it's okay to be a girl that's badass, it's okay to like pink, like stuff like that. I think that there's a lot packed into it, and I think that that's why Sailor Moon had such a lasting impact um, for a very, very, very long time. So,
I'm just gonna piggyback off that real quick. So Sailor Moon was the first like Mahou Shoujo So like magical girl show that really the West got
Mhm.
growing up. It was always on Toonami, but it was always either in their like schedule, it was either before the quote unquote like shows for boys or it was after them. And like I remember in school because like all the guys would be like, yeah, you go home, you watch Pokemon, you watch Dragon Ball Z, you watch Yu Yu Hakusho, you watch Rurouni Kenshin and all this. Um, but and they're like, if you mentioned that you watched Sailor Moon, you were like, they were like, oh, that's a show for girls. And I don't think that, like, especially now, I don't think that's a very fair thing to be saying. And I think Sailor Moon gets a lot of flack or like reduced down to the basic form of a magical girl show when I think it's actually a lot deeper and a lot better than people give it credit for.
Mhm.
Plus, great design. The Sailor Scout like uniform and all that is just it's iconic.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's
If you think Sailor Moon is shallow, I would encourage you to go to Hulu for the US and watch the new um
Crystal.
the new no the new subtitle. Like they redid the show because they literally edited out when it came into the US. They edited
Yeah.
out the queer couple, they edited out a lot of the blood and violence. So if you think Sailor Moon is really shallow, there's a really good chance that you've not seen the actual Sailor Moon. There's a good chance you've seen
Mhm.
the kid edited version. Don't ask me why. They were like, "There's a gay couple, we have to edit it out. It's not for
I mean,
kids."
they
But
I mean, they did that with especially like the dub companies. They did that so much back in the 90s and
Mhm,
early 2000s. They'd edit out guns, they'd edit out like things of death. Like I remember there's a scene in one of the Yu-Gi-Ohs where like they're supposed to be visiting like a grave, and so they're supposed to be in a cemetery or whatever.
mhm.
And since it's for kids, they edited it out, and the characters are just standing on a grass field, no tombstone, no nothing, just talking. And I'm like, this makes no sense.
Yeah, they did it for a lot of stuff. I think that that's kind of what pushed the kid like animes for kids is because they
Hmm.
literally edited it for kids.
Yeah.
So stupid. So,
Um. I mean, I'm gonna keep the magical girl thing going. Maho Shoujo Madoka Magica.
mhm. You're welcome.
I was just gonna say, I had never seen this, and then Bree recommended it to me, and I think I like binge watched it in like a single
Dude,
night, giving you my
yeah.
reactions.
Yep. It was
Um,
like the next day Kyle was like, "Oh my god, my whole life has changed."
well, so I didn't know any spoilers or anything. The only thing I'd ever seen was like the like cover art, and you look at the cover
Mhm.
art and you're like, oh, it's just a magical girl show.
Mhm.
And you're like, no, they're like, you need to watch this. And I
3
like,
episode rule.
yeah. And I think I was like hooked by like the like halfway through the first episode. But man, what a oh, I don't even know where to start. What a different, but also like not completely different take on the genre and the oh my god, the movie in itself, like Rebellion. I can't wait for the new movie. This one really opened my willingness to not only watch magical girl stuff, but real like in the same way Sailor Moon did. Like this was like okay, like these shows can like cook. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Um, and Akemi Homura is one of the best protagonists slash antagonists, depending on how you look at it. Um,
Yeah. I think that like Madoka Magica takes the magical girl genre, it understands it, and then it messes with the rules. And I think that like the emotions that are portrayed in the show are so intense.
the way they
And
animate it,
yeah, the animation, dude, the music, the soundtrack, sick, ill. That soundtrack is so good. Um, Yeah. No, I think that like I just have never really gotten over like Homura's motivations, the way that it ends, like those kind of like emotional beats where it's like, holy cow, this is so intense.
I
Like,
re I rewatch the and this isn't a spoiler, but Bree will know what I'm talking about. I rewatch the bridge scene
ah,
all the time.
yeah.
um that scene was the moment where I was like, holy crap, this is this is on another level. This is like a complete like change to everything that we knew about like these magical girl shows. Oh, it's so good.
It's
So
so,
good.
so good. Highly recommend that one. Okay, my next one is kind of a weird one, so stick with me. My next one is going to be Bleach. Now, before you're like, Bleach isn't that good of a show. Bleach isn't, Bleach is so mainstream. I understand. Hold on.
Bankai.
And if you love Bleach, I'm glad you love it. I haven't finished it, so I don't know how I feel about it. Um, I was reintroduced to anime. So in my head when I was a kid, right? I just watched the Ghibli films. I just watched Pokemon, Digimon, Sailor Moon. I just watched them and I didn't realize that they were part of anime. Like I didn't recognize anime like really as like a genre or like a set of something. Like I just
Same.
watched those shows. So when I was a little bit older, I think I was 12 or 13, my uncle kind of, it's a weird explanation. He's like only a couple years older than me and he's my stepdad's stepbrother.
Hmm.
Anyways, so my uncle introduced Bleach to me and I was like, "Holy cow, this is so good." And I started watching it clip by clip on YouTube, like how you used to, where you'd watch like part 1, part 2, part 3 or whatever on YouTube.
Yep.
So I did that. And so that was like kind of when I realized that anime was a thing and I really enjoyed and loved anime. So it wasn't necessarily the anime itself, but it did change my life.
Yeah, I remember you used to have to watch like some people cut it up to even more than like 4 parts,
Yeah.
and they you like watch like 5 minutes and then go to the next one, watch the next 5 minutes,
Mhm.
and then you'd get recommended like the AMVs or whatever, like with the like with some 2000s like new metal like rap rock song over it. I was
Mhm.
like, come on, guys. Naruto versus Sasuke does not need Linkin Park playing in the background.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, that was a weird time.
That was a weird time. You had to be there kind of thing.
the, the the internet was weird. Okay,
Yeah, it still is.
as someone who remembers the day YouTube came out, like I can't. Like I look at it now and I'm like, oh boy.
That was a bad
Um,
idea. No, I'm just kidding.
well, I'm not gonna say it
As
was a
we're
good
on
idea.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Uh,
So the next one I'm gonna go with is Bloom Into You.
okay.
So this was one of the first times. Well, actually, this might have been the first time that I watched a full Yuri anime, and it really kind of kick started my love of the genre.
Mhm.
Um, which I don't know. I've always liked romance anime, but for some reason, like the like boy love, girl love, all that, I was like, oh, that's a separate genre. I can't watch that. Like it's not for me or whatever.
Mhm.
Like almost like it's not made for me. But then everyone was praising Bloom Into You. So I was like, oh, I'll watch this. And the entire time I was just like, this is fantastic. I was like, I love everything about this. The characters, the relationship, the romance, the love. I'm like, this is way more like connecting and way more engaging than a lot of the typical like shallow romance anime that I was seeing where like the girl would pretend she didn't like the guy for 11 episodes while he did everything for her and she was like kind of mean to him, and then in the 12th episode they kind of either got together or it was like ambiguous. um and so I was like, all right, let's explore this genre some more. and then I went down a rabbit hole, and now I'm stuck. I'm stuck in the rabbit hole. I can't get out. It's I fell into the canyon and made an abyss, and I can't get out. The Elder Chores have me.
Okay.
Is that what Made in Abyss is about? I've never seen it.
You've never seen Made in Abyss?
No.
Oh my god.
Are there
That
Elder Chores down in the cavern that are gonna
no,
kill
but
them?
that does really shock me. I would definitely say that Made in Abyss didn't change my life, but it was like the story that I never knew that I like. It was like what I was always looking for in a story, which is so weird to me that it felt like I had always known the story in my heart, but
I see
I'd
that
never seen
little.
it.
I see the main characters, and I see like the one dude with his hat, and I'm like, he looks like a miner. Is he a miner? He looks
He's
like he
not.
mines coal.
He's a little robot boy.
He's a robot.
Kind of.
I'm gonna stick with my narrative. He's a miner, like not a
Well,
miner,
he is a minor, yeah.
but a miner. He's getting the coal every day.
uh you guys. I don't think, I mean, there's so many things that I could say, but I think that I would start to fall into the like these are just like my favorite anime.
Hmm.
Um so I think that I'm like trying to stray away from that. Um trying to think of like what else. That is not correct. Who Somebody hijacked my list.
Why? Did you give something a poor rating and now you're
I gave
regretting it?
something a 10 and it did not deserve a 10.
What'd you give it? What was it? I need
Sugar
to
Apple
know.
Fairy Tale.
The first or second part?
Well, it's all listed as one part.
Oh.
And the whole thing altogether is not a 10. So I don't know who took over my list.
Are you sure it wasn't you? And now you're having some like post watch clarity.
Post watch clear. Maybe. I think that those three that I listed are probably the ones that are like the biggest, that are like, holy cow, these like really made like the biggest changes in my life in general. I think that I could make arguments for the way that like Fruit Basket, the new 2020 version has like changed me. I think that I could also make arguments about like Fairy Tale or Haikyuu maybe. Um but I will say I think the one that I'm like most passionate about is Yuri on Ice. I like literally wrote like I wasn't kidding. I wrote like a 10-page paper in college about this show because I was really passionate about it and I still am. Um I think that like I think the thing that changed like everything most for me was the way, for this show in particular, is the way that like everything was so meta. I don't think I'd ever like really experienced something that kind of like reached into the real world the way that Yuri on Ice did. So for context, they made Instagram accounts for most of the main characters, like, and most of the side characters as well, that were like skaters. And at the end of the episode, they would play like this slideshow of like an Instagram feed, and those would be the things that were being posted on Instagram, like in between episodes. And so they literally had like a social media presence. It was really fun. Um,
That
and I really enjoyed it.
that kind of sounds like what Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night is doing right now.
Mm.
They like, so Yoru is the artist in that show, but they set her up with like the website where you like draw. It has all the drawings on it. So she's got I can't remember the
Tumblr?
name. Pics or whatever. Like can't remember it. But then like they have their YouTube channel where they upload the music.
Mm.
They're like tweeting as if they're the character or whatever. So I really like fourth wall breaking stuff.
Yeah, I do too.
Um, my last one is going to be Love Live. Now, I'm not, maybe it didn't change it for the better. That I think that's debatable. But it most certainly has changed it because I listen to all the Love Live groups daily.
This is
I
workout
watch.
music.
Oh, there's an Aqua song with Hatsune Miku. It it slaps. It is a great workout song. The BPM gets going. There's a whole Love Live BPM playlist. It's great. Um, but it Love Live really got me into Idol. The whole Idol culture,
And
Idol
now he's just a
scene.
degenerate. I'm
And
just
I'm
kidding.
just a degenerate
Just kidding.
who's got nothing else going on.
This is what ruined his life.
It was the damn mobile gotcha game. I was like, I gotta have my idol group be the best. No, I love Love Live. It's fantastic. So sometimes a bit toxic the fandom can be, but it is what it is. But that's it for me.
Okay. Cool. Well, you guys let us know what your answer is, like an anime that changed your life. And make sure again, you have to give your reason. You can't just say that it changed your life. I think I could also say My Hero Academia has changed my life, but
Oh my goodness, you haven't even caught up yet.
eh. Okay, well, let's see. Thank you guys so much for taking the time. Oh wait, anime of the week.
Oh, I was gonna say school days changed my life, but in a bad way. It traumatized me, and I never want to think about it ever again. It was horrible. It was horrible.
If you guys, this is my friendly warning. This is the only time I will warn you. If somebody recommends Boku no Pico, they're messing with you. Don't watch it.
Don't watch that one either. I
Don't watch
think
it.
I think both of
Somebody
these
came into our Discord and was like, somebody recommended this, and I was like, oh my god.
we were like, you should watch it. It'll make you
Yeah.
feel things.
You have to commit to the bit. When somebody says, should I watch this? You have to say, yeah. So if you guys ask me again, I will tell you to watch it, and you will regret watching it.
Oh, yeah. Anime recommendation of the week, huh? Give me a sec. You give yours first.
Okay, my anime recommendation of the week. Let's see. I am going to recommend. I already did that one. I'm actually going to recommend Haikyuu. I love Haikyuu so
Why?
much. Haikyuu is you would really think that a sports anime is like it really can't be that good, right? I promise you, just give it a couple episodes. It really is that good. My ex, I made him watch it with me because I watched the whole
Except
first
season 3.
season and I was like, you need to, or sorry, watch the whole first 3 seasons. And I was like, you have to watch it. So I made my ex watch it with me. And he was literally, he got so excited. He started crying at some of the episodes. And I'm not joking. So it's really good. You should really watch it. Stellar show. I'm probably going to be rewatching it again here soon.
Okay. I disagree about. I like it, but there's some seasons that I don't think are great. What do? Oh, you know what? Zombieland Saga. That's what you people need to watch. It's got zombies. It's got idols. It's got comedy. It's just fantastic. Literally, if you can watch the opening scene of Zombieland Saga and not start like laughing your butt off because of how ridiculous it immediately is, then I don't know. You don't like funny things, I guess. Have you ever seen Zombieland Saga, Brie?
No.
After this, I'm gonna send you the opening scene.
Okay.
All right. Do the
All
outro.
right, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Special shout out to our current patrons. We have Alpaca Tom, Fabulous Brianna, Brianna's mom, Brianna's brother, Lindsay, Nicolette at Night, Cypher Primus, Brendan Myers, Marcus O'Neill, Lillian, Mimi J, David Hartright, Dave Harp, the Xbox Expansion Pass, and Lee Navarro. And there's one other person. The document is loading. I'm so sorry. Hold on. I just forgot to add them to the list. And Silicon Knit. Or something. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. I really apologize. Thank you guys so much for your support. And as always, tell me if I mispronounce them. Kyle, where can people find you?
Discord.
Okay, you can find me at Fabulous Breanna, FabulistBreanna. And I hope you have a good week. And I don't know what the topic of the week next week is. So we'll see when we get there. Bye.
Bye.